Hello, gorgeous soul friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Hannah. Welcome to my channel, and it is an honor to be a part of your unique and wondrous experience today. So I have listened to your requests. I've listened to your pleas. I can't even count on my hands how many people have asked me to start making zodiac readings again. But I've gone ahead and listened, so I'm going to be making these once a month. I'm not going to be uploading them separately anymore. I used to do that when I used to make these. I'm now just going to be lumping them all into one video, and you can use the timestamps below to find your sign. But go ahead and check out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. You can also check out any stelliums you have. If you have any signs in a stellium, go ahead and check out that sign as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and start off with Leo this month since we are in Leo season, and then I'll work my way from there. So, crowning your reading, you have cyclicality, the Queen of Wisdom, and death. Now, I'm seeing a cycle shifting, my dear Leo. It seems as though many of you are going through a major transformation in the month of August. And this is especially the case if you're a Leo with maybe Scorpio in your chart, or maybe you're a Leo who's very close to a Scorpio. Maybe there's a romantic relationship that you're involved in with a Scorpio. But I do have the Death card here with the Queen of Wisdom. This is also the Queen of Cups. So I'm seeing this as an individual. So this could be you, especially if you yourself are a female Leo, maybe with water in your chart as well. You could be going through a major transformation around your spirituality. Somebody may have recently had a near-death experience, and it's possible that there could have been some sort of spiritual awakening that came out of that. Maybe somebody almost drowned. Or maybe somebody tried to drown you. I don't know. When I saw the cyclicality card, especially with the Death card, I saw this as releasing someone. So for some of you, you could be releasing somebody right now. You also have create space below it. So the way that I'm kind of envisioning this is there could be somebody who, for many of you, could have been kind of, at best, holding you back. At worst, dangerous for your safety. I'll let you decide because there's a lot of different people in this reading and there's a lot of different circumstances. But I feel as though for some of you, you're being called, and for an even smaller portion, you're being urged to create space between you and another person. Because I'm just hearing it's the same old shit with cyclicality. It's the same old shit over and over again. And I'm hearing I'm getting too old for this because you have elderberry. So for some of you, you could be elders. You could be reaching the age of being a senior. Or you could just be feeling like whatever it is you're dealing with in this situation, possibly with this person, you're too old for this. Maybe for some of you, you feel like someone is emotionally immature. Yeah, because with the raspberry card, I'm seeing raspberries being blown. So maybe for some of you, when somebody's mad at you, or when you're arguing with somebody, or when you're trying to have a conversation with somebody like an adult, they might do very childish things like blow raspberries, or just something really dumb. I don't know. I'm just seeing somebody who acts really childish. And it's kind of like you're always having to be like the adult in the room, or like you're always having to kind of like mitigate this person's behavior or their childish actions. But either way, I'm seeing a massive awakening happening for you this month, Leo. I do think some of you are going to be embracing spirituality, witchcraft, spell work. And I specifically say witchcraft because you have the triple moon goddess here, which is the symbol of Hecate, which is the Greek goddess of sorcery, magic, witchcraft. So for some of you, maybe you're going to find yourself working with Hecate, or maybe you're just finding yourself feeling called to explore more spiritual related subjects. And for some of you, this could have been after a near-death experience. Or maybe somebody around you passed away. This could also be a loved one, maybe a mother or a sister who recently passed away. And perhaps this is setting into motion some kind of awakening for you. I just see where somebody very wise in your life is helping you from the other side. So for some of you, if you had like a mother who passed away or a sibling who passed away, I do see this person's wisdom still kind of influencing you from the other side, like you're getting guidance from this person. That's confirmation for somebody, because you might have been seeing a lot of signs around this person. And if this is your message, you know, this person wants you to know that they're there for you. They're helping you out. They're going to get you out of this situation. Because I'm just seeing where some of you have just been going around and around and around with someone. And I say someone because I really do feel like this is another person. You also have the Four of Intelligence here. So yeah, I'm just seeing where you need to give something a rest, Leo. I think you have been very emotional about a situation and it's been draining you, and it's kind of just, again, the same shit over and over again. It's like, here you are laying on the shower floor or sitting on the floor of the shower crying again. I don't know who that's for, but that's for somebody. It's like feeling really drained because you're just like constantly exhausting all of your emotions on somebody, maybe for them to make you feel abandoned. Because I'm also seeing that with the imagery here. You have this bird who's leaving the nest. So for some of you, this could be somebody who abandoned you or somebody who made you feel abandoned. It's like maybe they were never around when you needed them. Yeah, this could have been like a romantic partner. This could have been a parent. Some of you could be taking care of your parents in the month of August, or there could be something about your parents that you hear, like news about their health, like specifically their mental health is what I'm seeing. Some of you could be moving your parents into like an old folks home, a retirement home, or somebody's saving up money to bring in like a caretaker for somebody in their family. I do see this being successful. Like, especially for somebody who's looking for like a caretaker for their kids, or they're looking for a caretaker for their parents, I do see you being successful with that. And I do see you being able to afford it. Like, you're going to be successful in saving up money for whatever this is. For some of you, I don't know, this is a lot of different things. I have a lot of different messages coming through right now. For some of you, it's to buy a house. That's create space. Some of you are in a very small, very tight space, and there's no room for you to grow. Let's be honest. And for some of you, that's why you've been so stagnant, because the physical space of your home is too small and it cannot sustain the growth that your soul is in for. Because like I said, some of you are going through an awakening right now, and it's like your soul requires the physical increase of space in order to take up more space. Yeah, the Empress. Yeah, it's like some of you feel regret for even existing. I don't know. It's like you're being called to really embody confidence this month, Leo, and to find your confidence again. Because I don't know, I really feel like some of you lost it. I keep hearing like it died with them. So for some of you, you may have lost like a spouse, like this could be a wife, or this could be a mother with the Empress. There could have been somebody who passed away, or it could have been, you know, that they're just getting old and Maybe somebody has dementia and it's kind of hard to connect with them. Or perhaps this was a breakup. Maybe you were married to a Libra or a Scorpio, maybe a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and perhaps you split up with this person. But whatever happened, I'm just seeing where space is being made for you to grow because you've been denying yourself something. There's like a part of yourself, Leo, that I think you've denied access to. And for some of you, it has to do with either a breakup or it has to do with losing someone. It's like you never really dealt with this loss. And I think for some of you, you may have lost a bit of yourself in this thing. So in the month of August, you're going to be rediscovering whatever it was that you lost. I think for some of you, this could be some kind of creative endeavor. Maybe some of you were saving up for something. You might have been saving up for like a trip somewhere. And I see where this trip or this thing that you were saving up for, it could have been like equipment, or it could have been something that's going to create a lot of change for you. And it requires some sort of creative outside of the box thinking. So it's like you've been called to rediscover whatever it is that you've lost. And perhaps you're going to be taking some sort of trip to rediscover that part of you that was lost. I'm just hearing soul retrieval. So I don't know who that's for, but somebody here is going to be retrieving a bit of their soul that they lost. Maybe when somebody passed away, or maybe when somebody left you, abandoned you. I'm just seeing a lot of deep inner shadow work right now with the Death card, with the 9 of Intelligence. Like a lot of stuff's coming up for you right now, Leo. It could feel quite heavy during your birthday season. I'm going to be honest. It could feel a little bit heavy. But it seems like these things are happening for your greater good. It's like you're developing wisdom out of this shadow, out of facing this shadow. Because I'm just seeing a lot of feelings of regret. But the way that you're handling it is good. It's like you're using it as motivation to reflect and go within. And because of that, I think you're going to make peace with a lot of things this month. That's what the 4 of Intelligence is telling me. That's the 4 of Swords. So I see you making peace with something that for a long time you felt a shit ton of regret about. I don't know if this was a relationship. I don't know if this was something that you maybe said to someone or maybe didn't say. Because I'm seeing where it's like somebody who said something that they didn't mean, maybe out of anger. Maybe that person passed away and it's like you never got to reconcile that. Or maybe you never got to tell somebody that you loved them before they died. I don't know. I'm just seeing you reconciling something this month. And it specifically feels like reconciling something that you felt a lot of regret around. And you just felt so horrible for this. I'm telling you, for some of you, you've been in your feelings about this for maybe the past 9 months. Some of you could have been in your feelings about this since 2024. So maybe for the past 2 years, you've been in your feelings about this. And I see where you're kind of regaining clarity. And I think you're reestablishing a solid sense of who you are. Fortitude, because I'm telling you, Leo, some of you lost yourselves. Or you lost your spirituality or something like that. Like you might have been trying to accommodate somebody else. Like maybe you were in a relationship with somebody who was a certain religion or a certain spirituality, and you kind of tried to mesh your beliefs with theirs. Or it doesn't even have to be spiritual related. It can just be personality wise. Maybe you were dating somebody or you were with somebody, friends with somebody in a friend group, whatever. And you were almost kind of trying to mesh with this person's interests to fit in. And maybe that person ended up betraying you, or they ended up going back on their word or something. They might have done something that made you regret abandoning yourself. Because that's kind of what I'm seeing with the create space. It's saying to create space from things, situations, and people that require you to abandon yourself to be around them. So that's what you're learning in the month of August, Leo, is you're learning not to abandon yourself for others. Okay, even if they're cool, even if they have status, even if they have money. Okay, because I don't know, I feel like some of you, like, you think somebody's cool, but they have a shit ton of skeletons in the closet, boo. I don't know. It's like they come off as this like empress figure on the surface. They're very polished. There's somebody you're associating with who's very polished, but you're just being advised to be cautious with this person. It could be a female. You're being advised to be cautious with this person because I do feel like even though they have this like very presentable exterior, there's a lot that they hide. And I think that there's a lot of dark things that they're keeping behind closed doors. And I'm just seeing where, you know, you're just being advised to preserve yourself, Leo. And possibly even preserve your money, because there could be somebody who's trying to act polished as a way to make you think that they have money when they don't. But I think that's why fortitude's coming up. I think that's why create space is coming up. I think that's why cyclicality is coming up as well. It's almost saying like, hey, Leo, this has happened before. Maybe keep your guard up and create space until you have a better idea of what's going on. Because you don't want to get into this space where you end up making a move and potentially regretting something again. So I don't know who that's for, but that is what I'm seeing here. I will be doing a strictly love reading on my channel memberships. So that will be the extended for this reading. It's going to be focused on love only. So if that's something that you're interested in, check it out. It'll be down in the description box below. But other than that, Leo, I will see you later. Have a wonderful rest of your month and happy birthday. Bye-bye. Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your August general monthly tarot reading. Let's go ahead and get into your messages. I will be doing a strictly love extended reading on my channel memberships, so check that out in the description box below if that's something you're interested in after the reading. So crowning your energy, we have You Are Sacred with Tulsi. I feel like a lot of you are doing a million things at once in August. But let's be honest, when is a Virgo not doing a million things at once? You also have the Ways of Water at the heart of your reading. So perhaps it's been a really emotional month for some of you. I'm just seeing a lot of feeling in your heart space. I mean, we've got Ways of the Water, and then we've got this waterfall imagery. So are some of you crying right now, or is there just a lot of emotions coming up around something? Maybe some of you are feeling overwhelmed. Because that's kind of what I'm seeing with the You Are Sacred card. Maybe some of you are doing too many things at once and you need like a rest day. Like you need to give it a rest. I think that's what the Four of Wisdom is saying. Maybe some of you are trying to fill up your day with things to keep busy because you don't want to face something. I don't know, I'm just seeing somebody who's like filling up their day with like busy tasks to like avoid the crippling boredom of life, or to avoid like their depression, or to avoid something that they don't want to deal with, like something emotional that they don't want to deal with. But if I'm being honest, Virgo, there's gonna come a time where it all just comes out. That's what the Judgment card is saying. Because I'm seeing that with the Five of Wisdom, where like, I don't know, it's like some of you have this heaviness in your heart, or there's just a lot of feelings. There's just a lot of emotion. There's just a lot going on inside. And, Virgos really do have such a knack for a poker face. So I feel like nobody would really be able to tell that all of this is going on inside. Because again, it's like you come off so put together. Like you just have all of these things going on. Maybe you have a lot of hobbies and activities that you engage in. Perhaps you're really good at what you do. It's like maybe you're a top performer at work, you get things done. That's the Knight of Strength. Like you move fast through tasks. But I'm just seeing, it's like there's something missing, Virgo. And I don't quite know what it is. Yeah, the Star card. It's like, even with all of this, there's still something that you're like wishing for with the Star card. Four of Intelligence. This came up in Leo's reading too, so maybe some of you have Leo placements in your chart. I'm going to pull another one because I feel like I need to just shuffle a little bit more. Ten of Strength. So I'm going to put this one back under the deck and bring that one out. Just so we don't have any repeats. Yeah, I feel like some of you have like given up on a wish. And it's like right when you give up on it, that's when it comes true. Ten of Strength. It's like you're almost there, Virgo. I don't know what you're climbing towards, but you're almost there. For some of you, there was something that you started working on in Aquarius season. So this could have been January, February. And it's like you're going to find success with that thing in October. So I don't know who that's for, but I'm hearing keep balancing, keep pushing, keep at it. Because I think for some of you, that could even be what the heaviness is. It's like you're so consumed with whatever this project is. For a lot of you, it feels like either a project or something at work. For some of you, this could also be getting your ducks in a row. Maybe you're in the process of buying a house or securing an apartment. Maybe you're trying to clean up your credit score or something like that. I'm just seeing you doing the most to try to make something work. And perhaps you're really stressed out about it and you're like, it's like you're trying to hold everything together. Just like the way these roots are trying to hold on to the waterfall, it just keeps slipping through. So I'm just seeing it being a very emotional month for you because it feels like everything that you try to do, it just like slips through your grasp. And the advice here, Virgo, is to maybe stop trying as hard. Like let go. Just let go. I think that's also kind of like the Five of Wisdom is you can't really see movement with this until you let go. Just like he's holding a hot air balloon and it's not going to go anywhere until he lets go. So it's kind of like some of you have something here that's already ready to take flight. Once again, I don't know if this is like a project or something. Everything's in working order. All the pieces are put together. It just needs to lift off. But it's like the one thing that is keeping you from progressing with this is that you are maybe trying too hard to focus on like all the little details, and that's actually holding you back. It's not allowing you to move forward. You have to let go of some things, Virgo. You have to let go of some responsibilities. You can't juggle everything, my friend. And I'm going to be honest, you do a pretty damn good job at it. I love Virgos. My husband's a Virgo sun and moon. So Lord knows, like, I love y'all and y'all really do hold it down. But I just think sometimes, you know, you just need to give it a rest. Okay, for you, for the people in your life. Because I'm seeing for some of you, like, you know, you might be coming off really like snappy with people or something like that. You could be a Virgo with fire in your chart, maybe Sagittarius, or you could also have Aquarius in your chart. And I just see you being really triggered or like reactive. And it's because, again, you're trying to do all of these things. You're trying to hold everything down. And I think you're getting increasingly frustrated because things just keep slipping through. And it's almost kind of like all of the slipping through is the universe trying to tell you to let go. Okay, you can't control everything. And in fact, you actually better control life by not trying to control life. So if you want to get a grip, loosen your grip. All right, Virgo, I don't know who needs to hear that, but there's a manifestation for you that's right around the corner. I don't know what it is. I don't know who that's for, but I know for sure that the star here is saying there's something coming in, honey, and it's coming in fast. Okay, you got Knight of Strength in the star card, so something is running at you full speed. This could be a person. For some of you, this could be a person who was maybe like a friends with benefits, but I'm seeing them now realizing that they want something more sacred with you. They want something emotional. So that is for somebody. But I'm seeing something coming in very quickly. And for some of you, this could happen this week. Like there's something that moves forward this week. If you have been manifesting something, and I'm seeing it being pretty freaking big with the star card and judgment, like this is like life. This is life-changing. This is going to alter the course of your life. For some of you, this could change where you live. I'm seeing some of you move to a new home. You could like relocate. Maybe that's what's going to be happening in October. Some of you could be relocating in October. But I'm seeing this energy of needing support. And not just needing support, but letting yourself get support. Okay, Virgo, that's why y'all need a water sign. I'm a Scorpio and I freaking love Virgos. I'm a Virgo apologist. Y'all get so much hate online. Scorpios get a lot of hate online. We're made for each other. I love Virgos. We can be professional haters together. It's my favorite thing to do with my husband. I'm just playing. I really do love Virgos though. Like y'all are some of the best people that I've ever met. And I just love the rock that you provide for chaotic people like myself. We need each other, you know, we keep each other in balance. So I feel like some of you could be attracting somebody like that in your life. You could be attracting somebody who's going to be keeping you in balance. For those of you that are single, I do see a relationship coming in and I see it coming in fast and hot. Okay. You have Remembrance here. We also have this red string of fate. So once again, talking about relationships, there's somebody here, baby, I don't know, but business ain't over. Okay. You might have thought it was over with this person, but they sure as hell are not done with you. And this could be somebody from a long time ago. Because I'm hearing like, you don't remember me, but I remember you. So, I don't know. There could be somebody from your past who comes back this week. And this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, right? I mean, this could be a friendship, like an old friend. Or maybe an old roommate, somebody who you used to live with. or somebody who you used to live in the same town as, or maybe you went to church with them, or you went to like worship service with them. But I'm seeing somebody coming back, and it's like you may have forgotten about this person until they come back, and then suddenly you remember them and you're like, oh, I remember you. That's what I'm seeing with the Star card and Judgment too. It's like not even conceiving of somebody's existence until they show up in your life, and then you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about you. So you forgot about somebody, Virgo, but they did not forget about you. And they sure as hell are not done with you. That's what I'm seeing with the Ten of Strength. This could be a few people. Because I'm seeing you accessing new heights. I'm telling you, Virgos, you got something coming in, a big, big blessing. Huge. For some of you, this is a relationship. Like I'm talking like soulmate quality relationship with the Star card, with Judgment. This is like, yeah, we met yesterday. We're getting married tomorrow because we know. Okay. This could be something to do with a house. Like I'm seeing somebody's living situation improving, somebody elevating themselves, like tax bracket wise. Somebody could be marrying into like a higher tax bracket. I don't know who that's for, but I'm just seeing a lot of unanswered prayers finally being answered. That is the general message of this month. Unanswered prayers finally being answered. So things that went unmanifested for fucking years. That's also remembrance too. It's like, oh, I forgot I wanted that. Oh yeah, I tried manifesting that like 3 years ago and then it never happened. And now it's happening in the month of August. You know what I mean? It's like stuff like that, where you manifested something, you might have just completely forgotten about it, and then you get it. Lots of unanswered prayers are getting answered this month. So hopefully that provides you some clarity, but that is all for now. I will be getting into relationships in the extended reading, so if that's more your priority right now, check that out in the link below. But other than that, I will see you next month, Virgo. Thank you so much for connecting with me today. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye-bye. Hi, Libra. Welcome to your August general monthly tarot reading. Let's go ahead and get into your messages. I will be doing a strictly love-focused extended on my channel membership, so check that out down in the description box below if you're interested. But crowning your reading, we have a spoonful of sugar, marshmallow. I feel like this card is so Libra coded, with the cake and the colors, the pillowy marshmallows. I feel like a lot of you are going to be having a super sweet month. I just see you leaning into relaxation. Maybe some of you for the past 6 months have been really stressed out about something. For a lot of you, I see this centered around homemaking or buying a home, because you have the Four of Strength, which is the Four of Wands, and then you have the Queen of Earth, Queen of Pentacles, which is kind of like the homemaker. Then you also have Six of Cups. You also have Inner Sanctum. So there's something about establishing peace within the home that is especially important this month. So for some of you, maybe you've been in a space where it's been really chaotic. Yeah, Nine of Strength. Maybe some of you were living with roommates, or you were just like living with people who, to be quite frank, drove you nuts. Like maybe you tried to be nice to these people. It's like you tried to be patient. But for some of you, you may have just had to like unleash on them. I don't know. I'm just seeing hell hath no fury. So for some of you, you could have recently popped off on someone. And it feels like this is somebody that you live with or somebody that you were living with. or you just shared a space with this person. So I'm specifically seeing a work setting as well. And this is especially the case if you work from home, because I'm really seeing the home. I mean, I'm telling you, there's so many cards here that indicate the home. I really don't think this is a work situation. Like I said, if it is, it might be something related to working from home. But I'm just seeing where, you know, typically spoonful of sugar, Libra is sweet, right? So I feel like you've always had this energy of being really sweet, really kind, really chill, peaceful. Look, we've got sweet violet again. So it's like when people interact with you, that's how they see you. They see you as a sweet person. But I don't know. I just think maybe for some of you, people took that the wrong way. They thought you being sweet meant that they could like walk all over you. So I'm just seeing where some of you were in a situation where people took your kindness for weakness. And I think you had to kind of show some people that you're not meant to be trifled with. And I'll be honest, I do see these people apologizing. Six of Wisdom. So if there's been conflict with somebody, and if this is related to a living situation, I do see that conflict resolving itself. Yeah, you have the Emperor. So this could be a male figure. Maybe this person's really overbearing, really domineering, maybe even kind of a hothead. And I'm just seeing where like you had to almost kind of talk to this person like they were a child, because that's what the Six of Wisdom is telling me with the Emperor. I'm seeing man baby or adult baby, woman baby. You know what I mean? It's like somebody who acts really childish, even though they're a grown adult. Yeah, the Tower. I'm telling you, somebody was not expecting you to pop off on them. Somebody poked that dragon, not knowing it was a dragon they were poking. So there's been some kind of shift within your living situation. And it could have been because of this Tower moment. It could have been because of a situation where you had to go off on somebody, or you had to stop being sweet because perhaps your kindness was being taken advantage of. And in order to protect your peace, you had to step up and stand up for yourself against somebody who acts very childish. Tap your resources. Again, we've got the Hearth. There's something about the home that's like so important right now. Are some of you moving? Or some of you buying a house? Are you relocating? Because I'm seeing for some of you, this was enough for you to relocate. You're like, fuck this person. Like, I'm getting out of here. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like for some of you, you were dealing with somebody who was really overbearing. And it's like the pot boiled over. So that could even be the tap your resources. Some of you could be tapping into your resources right now to make this move, to make this transition. Because the Tower card is change. Some of you could have maybe had a house fire or something like that, because I'm also seeing the fire here. We have the fire imagery with the Tower. We have the fire imagery with the Six of Wisdom. So this feels like a past event because it's Six of Wisdom. Some of you could have had a house fire. And perhaps some of you are rebuilding. Maybe you've gotten a pretty big insurance payment and you're rebuilding, or you're relocating. Or maybe you have already relocated. Because this, to me, feels like you're already in the space of peace in the month of August. If things have been chaotic, if life has been lighting a fire under your ass, things are going to smooth out in August. I feel like the fire under your ass was just to get you out of this situation where your kindness was being taken advantage of. So you were being called to tap into your resources and make the sudden changes needed to have that peaceful home setting. So I see you bringing peace into your home through making some monumental changes that are possibly very sudden. And maybe working together with some people, because, you know, we have this here with everybody's like grabbing each other's arms for support. So I'm seeing where some of you could be asking people for support, or there could be people coming forth and offering you their support during a time of sudden change, maybe to your living situation. This could be a mother figure with the Queen of Charisma. So for some of you, you could be like a parent. That's also the Six of Wisdom. But I'm seeing you establish safety for yourself, peace and safety. Because for some of you, you could have even felt like this person that you were living with, maybe this roommate or this romantic partner, this family member, for some of you, could have been like your mom or your dad. You could have just felt like this person was unsafe. Because again, it's like somebody was hot-headed, or like they were abusive even with the Nine of Wands. Like somebody could have even sustained physical injuries from this person. I do see the chaos being over, Libra. I do. I see it being over. I think some of you are in a space where you're kind of like embracing the slow life with Spoonful of Sugar. Like I keep hearing like wake up and smell the coffee. You know, taking a pause, taking a break, being really present, romanticizing your life. Because yeah, like some of you have recently been through it, and you're being called to bring back that sense of like innocence. You know what I mean? And kind of focus more on that. So maybe try baking something, cooking. Some of you could be feeling really called to cook, bake, household activities. Read, like some of you are reading right now. I'm just seeing like peaceful, regulating activities. That's what some of you need right now. Because again, you've just recently gone through this massive transformation. And it seems like you're kind of coming out of it in the month of August, and you're finally reaching this place of peace. Embrace that peace. Okay, fully immerse yourself in it, Libra, because that is where you are in your element. This chaos that you've been in is not natural for you. This is not where you thrive, and it's possibly even held you back in a lot of ways. But it's like now that you have this peace in your home life, because you've removed whatever this is, this like at worst abusive, at best overbearing and annoying person from your life. It's like now that you have that peace, you can go forth, tap your resources, and create change with something. Because I don't know, I'm just seeing where somebody here, it's like your mission and your purpose is to create peace for other people. And it's like you can't really do that unless you yourself are in a state of peace, right? So by being in this space where things were really chaotic, you may have even been experiencing abuse. I just see you having been stunted. And it's like you're coming to this space where you're finally able to kind of like recollect what you lost. Maybe literally with the tap your resources. Maybe for some of you, there could be somebody who was like taking money from you, and maybe you were able to recover that money. Maybe for some of you, they could have taken your children from you. You were able to recover your children. I'm not sure. But I do see you recovering all of the things that were like taken, and it seems like you reestablished this inner sanctum, this sense of peace that was not there before. So take a sigh of relief, Libra, because you're here and there's a reason. Okay? I feel like people really need you. All right? Like you're a huge support system for a lot of people. You made it through this for a reason. Okay, so go enjoy that peace. Enjoy your month of August. And I will see you next month because that is all I have here today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And once again, check out the extended reading down in the description box below if it's something that you're interested in. But other than that, I'll see you later. Have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it is for you. Bye-bye. Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your August general monthly tarot reading. Let's get into your messages. There will be a strictly love-focused extended. Check it out down in the description box. It'll be on my memberships page. But your crowning energy for the month is what needs mending. So, my dear Scorpio, I know this is not really going to be news to you, my friend, but you are very much in cocoon mode right now. And let's be honest, when is Scorpio not going through a transformation? I feel like you are being refined right now. You have the 8 of charisma, and you see in the imagery, she's like pounding down on this sword and sharpening it. So there's something happening in your life right now that is sharpening you. We also have the Page of Intelligence here. So there's something that you're doing that's possibly boosting your intelligence, making you smarter, bringing you more knowledge. Some of you could be going to school right now. You could be doing some kind of trade school or some sort of program, like a specialty program. Like maybe somebody's going to, I'm hearing like a robotics program or some kind of like computer sci. I'm just seeing lots of logic and rationale and reasoning being the thing that's being refined this month. For some of you, it's like you're approaching life with a more seasoned mentality, a more refined perspective, maybe even a little bit more cautious than before. Because Comfrey here says, what needs mending? And I think for some of you, part of this refinement has maybe even partially been a little bit of like beating yourself up over something. And like through beating yourself up, it's like you're refining your perspective on something. There's just a lot of self-flagellation here. And I think you're being called to let it go in the month of August. You have just be. So I don't know if for some of you, you've just been feeling like you're not good enough. Maybe you feel like you're not smart enough, or you feel like you're not up to par with everybody else in this particular field that you're in. Like wherever you're refining yourself, you might feel like you're not up to par with the people around you. But again, the Comfrey here with the cocoon is saying, you may end up being the best damn person in this field. But maybe you're just taking a little bit longer to mature, to ripen. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, so don't give up on yourself yet, Scorpio. I feel like if you sense that you are behind with something, like developmentally, like if there's something you're developing and you feel like you're really struggling with it, or you just feel like you're not doing as well as you could be, or maybe you feel like your performance hasn't been as, like, what's the word? I don't want to say superior, but maybe for some of you that's what it is. It's like you want to be the best, and maybe you feel like you haven't been, and there's just a lot of self-flagellation going on around that. But again, it's like, be patient, Scorpio. Your time will come. Just be. Enjoy the journey. Okay, there's still a lot to be learned. Okay, and I'm telling you, when you come out of this, like when you get that degree, or when you get that piece of paper that says you're qualified to do whatever the heck it is that you're refining yourself to do right now, you will be the best of the best. So again, trust the process and just be. Okay? Because we're even seeing that here, confirmation with the 10 of charisma. You know, for some of you, this is going to be something that makes you a shit ton of money. And for some of you, you could already be seeing this in the month of August. Like people paying you for what you know about this subject. So I don't know, Scorpio, some of you are learning something right now, and it is a vital skill. Something that people will pay a lot of money for. So I don't know who that's for, but I mean, you're on a path to success. But let's be honest, I mean, Scorpios, you know, we really do have kind of like a sonar detector for success. And I think we naturally just kind of gravitate towards environments and spaces where we will be successful. So I'm seeing that here. It's like you're naturally being drawn to communities, locations, spaces, situations that are going to set you up for this expertise. And I'm specifically saying expertise because I don't know, Scorpio, you are very skilled with something. And, you know, you may have a little bit more practice that you need in some areas, but once you get there, everybody is going to be coming to you. And for some of you, even people who like made you feel insecure, and not necessarily that they were like trying to, it could just be that there's people around you who are really good at this thing. Like again, this feels like somebody who's going to school, or maybe you're like in a work setting and you're new. And it's like all of these people have like 10 plus years experience, and maybe you're only into year 2. Or, you know, maybe you've only been doing this for like 9 months. I see where all of the people you look up to now are going to look up to you one day. And the tables are going to turn, where these people are going to come to you with all the questions. And you're going to be the one that has all the answers. So don't get discouraged, Scorpio. Life is very funny, and life can switch up in very, very funny ways. So this, to me, sounds like an underdog story. So if you're feeling like an underdog right now, just know your time has not yet come, but it will, okay? And I do feel like this is pretty quick because you have a lot of air here. You have a lot of air symbolism with the Page of Intelligence, the King of Intelligence. Look at that. You go straight from the page to the king. So for some of you, you could even be like skipping classes. Like you could test out of classes. Or like you could be skipping a couple of promotional levels. I just keep hearing like climbing the ladder. And maybe even skipping a couple of steps on that ladder as you go up. And I keep hearing like it's about who you know with the Two of Wisdom. Your success is about who you know. So network, make connections. Because I don't know, for some of you, it's like you might know somebody who could put you in this King of Swords position. So if some of you are looking for a promotion, you need to be talking to your boss, or you need to be talking to people at work, because I'm seeing where somebody sees how hard you work. But it's like you might be real shy, or you might just kind of keep to yourself. So you limit opportunities because you might not be talking to the right people. Because some of you just aren't really talking to anybody. So maybe pull your nose from the grindstone and go talk to some people. Because I don't know, that King of Swords, the Hermit, the Two of Wisdom, the Page of Intelligence, or the Page of Swords, this is telling me you need to talk to somebody. I don't know what that means. You just need to go and start opening your mouth and just saying words. Because whatever the hell comes out, people are going to love it. Like that's what I'm seeing with the King of Intelligence and the Page of Intelligence. It's like you just have a way with words. And you're just very naturally charismatic with the Two of Wisdom, to the point where people just want to give you shit. People really just feel inclined to give you shit. That is our superpower, Scorpio. We're hypnotic. Okay? We're hypnotic people. And, you know, we sit there, we look cute, we don't try, but we just have this magnetism about us. And for a lot of Scorpios, it's in the eyes, right? Like we're very hypnotic with our eyes, and, you know, a lot of people who have Scorpio placements can have really beautiful, unique, and intense eyes. So I feel like for some of you, it's like you could get people to give you money or give you promotions or give you the job that you want just by looking at them. Like just by making eye contact with them. It's like you prompt people to do things for you. Between Dreams, Mugwort, look at that. Hypnotic. I'm telling you, some of you are going to go into an interview for a job. Or you're going to like talk to your boss about a promotion or something. And I see you getting that job or getting that promotion because somebody's like, I had a dream about you. So for some of you, it's like your boss or your interviewer or somebody might have a dream about you, and that's why you get a job. Because the Hermit is spiritual. So for some of you, you could be dealing with somebody who's really spiritual. And it's like they see how hard you work, and they see you in this cocoon, and they know what's going to come out of that cocoon. They know it's a butterfly. So even though for some of you, you may feel like your performance isn't up to par, somebody sees how hard you work. And somebody sees how much you apply yourself. And I think that this person feels really motivated and inspired to help you achieve your dreams because of what they observe in you. So I don't know who this is for. This could also be an investor. Maybe some of you are business owners. You could have an investor who comes through and says, hey, you know, let me invest in your business, because that's the 10 of Pentacles. Or like, let me provide you the resources and stability so that you can chase your dreams. Wow, Scorpio, I really just feel like there's a huge blessing coming in. And it's because somebody around you already sees how freaking amazing you are at something. And this could be romantic too. You've got the Two of Wisdom. You've got the Page of Intelligence. You know, this could be somebody who sees how attractive you are, how hardworking you are. Maybe you're so focused on work that you haven't really been involved in your relational affairs. Maybe for some of you, you could be trying to work on things with somebody, but maybe there's a little bit of caution there. You're just feeling really cautious in love right now. I'm not sure, but I see you being really work-focused or career-focused right now with the Ten of Pentacles, with the Hermit. The Hermit to me indicates somebody who's not so focused on relationships. So if you're single, I don't really see that being your priority, but I do feel like something's there because the Two of Cups is here. There is a relationship around. So if that's something that you are interested in, we can talk about it more in the extended, because some of you may have even been having dreams about a future relationship. Pay attention to your dreams, Scorpio. That's another message that's coming up is really pay attention to your dreams. Maybe start writing down your dreams, because what needs mending, to me, it's like you may find the answers to that in your dreams. So if you're wanting to do things around self-improvement, if you're wanting to figure out what things in your life still need to be transmuted, pay attention to your dreams, because I feel like your dreams might be telling you. But that is what I'm seeing here. Check out the extended down in the description box below. It'll be in my channel memberships. But other than that, I will see you next month, Scorpio. Have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it is for you. And we'll talk soon. Bye-bye. Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your August general monthly tarot reading. Let's get into your messages. I will be doing a strictly love-focused extended on my channel memberships, so check that out down in the description box below if it's something you're interested in. But for your crowning energy, we have Defying Gravity. I feel like this card is so fitting for Sagittarius, because is that not what Sagittarians do? Completely defy gravity, defy expectations, defy logic. Jupiter energy is expansive, right? So I find a lot of Sagittarians are really inspiring in just like being themselves, because it's so, what's the word? It's so liberated. Like the energy of Sag is so liberated. And I think in you just being yourself, you almost become a leader for other people to feel like they have permission to be themselves too. It's really beautiful. Maybe some of you are in a managerial setting, or maybe you're a teacher. But I see you really finding your purpose in the month of August. I think for a lot of you, like you've already found this. Like you've already accessed what you're supposed to be doing, or what you feel like you're supposed to be doing. You've tapped into something. There's some sort of awareness that you've developed, or that you will be developing in the month of August. And I see you bringing more attention to this thing. And for some of you, this could even just be discovering who you are. Because that's what I'm seeing with the Magician. The Magician is the I am. So this, to me, is getting clear about who you are, who I am, deciding what that I am means to you, deciding what follows it. So maybe for some of you, you're getting really into affirmations. Some of you could be getting into music with the Fool card. I'm just seeing words, like a lot of words, poetry, expression being a really big part of your month. So maybe some of you are going to be finding something, because again, we have finding with the magnifying glass. We also have this imagery of him reaching up and grabbing this fruit. So it's like I see you honing in on something in the month of August. It's like finding your niche, or finding your community, finding your family, finding you. Like point blank period, just finding you. and figuring out who you are in this cosmic chaos that we exist in. And I think that can be especially difficult for Sagittarians because as a Sag stellium myself, we have a lot of different interests. You know, we have so many things that we're interested in, and we have a lot of energy to do all of those things that we're interested in. So sometimes I think it can be really hard for Sagittarians to figure themselves out because there's not just one thing that we dedicate ourselves to. It's a whole plethora of things that a lot of the times connect to each other. So even with the imagery of this fungi, the reishi, you see it almost kind of like stair-stepping in the way that it progresses upward. So whatever it is that you're discovering in the month of August, your niche, your community, your home, your purpose, your family, yourself, it feels like that is a stepping stone for something else. And that thing becomes a stepping stone for something else, and so on and so forth. So for some of you, it's like you were so constantly worried of like, okay, I have all of these interests. Like I have so many things that I want to do with myself and so many things I want to do with my life. Where do I begin? I think in the month of August, you're finding where you begin because that's the Fool card. You're finding the 0 point and you're starting from there. It's really exciting. And I think for some of you, you need to stop listening to what other people have to say about it. Okay, because you've got 5 of strength. So I feel like there's some people in your life who may be trying to like get into your head about something. You know, they might see this magician energy and they might feel a little insecure. It's like people see you standing in this magician power, this self-certainty, and it's very triggering for them. So I do sense a little bit of jealousy around you, Sagittarius, I will be honest. So just, you know, be observant, pay attention to people's subtle communication cues and maybe the things that they're saying. Because I feel like there might be somebody who maybe whenever you're like hyping yourself up or whenever you're talking about something that you're doing really well with, you know, these people might try to say some things to make you second guess yourself. Or they might just be really nitpicky, because that's kind of what I'm seeing with the chickweed, where it's like every time you're around these people, they like put you under a microscope and they're like, oh yeah, let's pick Sagittarius apart so they don't feel so high and mighty. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm seeing. This could be another fire sign, maybe an Aries with the Fool card. Doesn't have to be, but it could also be a Virgo with the Magician. I'm just seeing an energy where it's like somebody that you're around, you just always feel like you're picked apart by them. Or it's like they always notice every little detail of like every little thing that you're doing wrong. And they're always pointing out every little thing that you're doing wrong. And I see them doing this because they don't want you to get past a certain point with your confidence. You know what I mean? It's like they see you start to evolve past a certain point and they're like, oh, no, we can't have Sagittarius doing that. Let's say something to hurt their feelings a little bit and bring them back. That's what I'm seeing with the 5 of strength. So maybe consider rethinking who your friends are, because I don't know. I just feel like for some of you, there's some people in your life who maybe aren't the best for you, and they're not really the best for this new beginning, whatever it may be. Yeah, 3 of wisdom. Here we go again. Like more energy around like friends, connections, people in your life that just reinforces this message. Yeah, it feels like you're just outgrowing some people, because you just have different priorities. Maybe at one point you were really social and this was like the highlight of your life. This was like the main focal point of your life. But again, it's like you've discovered something. You've accessed something. And it's like a light bulb went off for you and you now cannot see the world the same. You cannot go back to this old Sagittarius view. It's like you're seeing something different now. You hear the music. I don't know what that means, but at one point you were not able to hear the music. You hear it now. And I see you following that music. And it's the music of your soul. So this is like getting in touch with yourself. Feeling comfortable with yourself. Not feeling like you need to please people or like you need to fit in. Because that's another thing is like, I feel like a lot of you were really popular. But that came with taxes. Let's be honest. It had its own taxing qualities that almost made being popular not worth it. Because maybe there was just always a lot of drama. Or maybe for some of you, this could have been a romantic relationship that you were in. Maybe this person was always trying to like bring you down. Maybe they frequently cheated on you with the Three of Wisdom. This could have been somebody who, it's like, if you were cheated on recently, Sagittarius, I see that this happened because this person was jealous of you. And it's like they cheated as a way to try to like keep you in check. I hope that makes sense. It's like to them, they didn't like you. They didn't like to see you stepping out of your comfort zone, getting into self-certainty, hyping yourself up. They didn't like that because I feel like they could sense that you were evolving past them. So in order to kind of like stick it to you, they maybe went and did this. They went and betrayed your trust in some way, possibly with a third party. This could also just be gossip too. This could be gossip as well. So I'm just seeing a situation where, you know, you're being asked to give something a second look. Okay, if this message is resonating with you, if you've been seeing some kind of fishy behavior from some people, maybe it's time to bust out that microscope, Sag. I know that Sagittarians are very optimistic people. And I think generally we do tend to give people the benefit of the doubt because of that optimism. So, you know, I think you have to understand that not everybody is as kind and as down to earth as you. And I think you need to realize that just because you wouldn't do something to somebody doesn't mean they wouldn't do it to you. Because I'm kind of seeing that here where like maybe you have a friend or maybe there's a relationship that you're in where, you know, you might be kind of questioning, like, is this person cheating on me or is there something going on? You're just being called to bring some attention to this situation and maybe bring a microscope to it. Spirit into matter, trillium. Yeah, I'm telling you, some of you are manifesting something and it's because you found what your thing is. So I don't know, I'm just hearing like, yeah, like that's your thing. Like that's your thing. That's your thing, Sagittarius. So I don't know, some of you have found your thing. Then you have the Six of Charisma here. This is Six of Pentacles. So whatever this is, it's profitable. It's extremely profitable. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if you've found your niche. You've found your target market. Some of you maybe make like crystal jewelry or something like that. Or maybe you're into like mining. Like maybe you mine for fun. Like you might go to like quartz caves and like mine quartz or something like that. But I just see where you have a lot of blessings. Like you've been blessed in so many ways. And unfortunately, you know, not everybody wants to see you with those blessings. I just think you're really good at manifesting. Like a lot of you are insanely good at manifesting. Spirit into matter. It's like you think it, there it is. And somebody doesn't like that. Somebody doesn't like it because it just makes them feel inferior. Maybe they think all of this stuff is stupid. Maybe they think manifestation isn't real. You know, they might be kind of negative, like in their outlook. And I just see where you just keep bringing in blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings, and it's just triggering this person. But it's like, you know, you can't really help them. If they don't want to believe in themselves and they don't want to apply themselves, then, you know, there's not really anything you can do. But I'm really proud of you, Sag. Like, give yourself a pat on the back because, again, I feel like some of you have found yourselves in the month of August. Like, you are accessing some level of awareness that's going to bring you wealth. Because I'm just seeing where you've been kind of lost. It's like you've been trying to figure out what you want to do. You've been trying different things, dabbling here, dabbling there, and, you know, just not really knowing where to direct your energy. Your energy felt very scattered for a long time. It was going in a lot of different directions. Relationships, friends, people, situations, hobbies, activities, passion projects. It was just going everywhere. But for some of you, maybe in the month of June or July, you could have had some kind of epiphany, or you could have had some sort of realization, or you just saw something that illuminated everything for you. And it's like, aha. Like, I see somebody having an aha moment sometime in July, and it feels like this aha moment that you had in the last month or so is setting the tone for you to go all in with something in August. It's like, now that you have the clarity about something, now that you're able to direct your focus into one thing, I see you going full throttle. Pedal to the metal, baby. I don't know what this is, but you're going to be very, very successful. And I'm talking fast. I mean, maybe even by the end of the year, you'll be making a shit ton of money with this. But that is what I'm seeing here. Feel free to check out the extended in the description box below if you're interested in a love reading. But other than that, I will see you later, Sag. Have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it is for you. And we'll talk soon. Bye-bye. Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your August general monthly tarot reading. Let's get into your messages. There will be a strictly love-focused extended reading down in the description box below. So if you're interested in that, check it out. It'll be on my channel memberships. But your crowning energy is crack open with Rose. You know, I really love this card for you guys because Capricorns get such an inaccurate rep for being overly stoic and cold. But to be honest, I feel like Capricorns are incredibly soft, considerate, tender, and emotional people. I've had many Capricorns in my life. My mother's a Capricorn. One of my roommates many years ago was a Capricorn. I've had many Capricorn friends, and I've always just found them to be incredibly thoughtful and just like beautiful people. So I feel like the Rose is really fitting for you guys because even physically and structurally, you guys just have really beautiful faces, really attractive features. So perhaps for some of you in the month of August, a focal point will be your physical attractiveness, your physical features, because, you know, the Rose symbolically is associated with beauty. So perhaps you're going to be taking more initiative around beauty or around just like your looks in the month of August. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. You could be making some changes. Maybe some of you are going to be getting, I don't know, like a drastic haircut. Maybe some of you don't really know what you want to do. It's like, you know, you want to make changes to yourself. You know that there's something missing, but you don't quite know yet. I see you getting clear about that in the month of August. I think that's what crack open means. It's like saying, you know, you're going to crack open about something that has been hard to crack is going to crack open in the month of August. So I see that as like something tough to figure out. You're going to finally figure it out this month. And I don't know why, but I feel like this has to do with making some sort of changes to your looks or changing the way that you present yourself. This could also be changing the way that you speak as well, because we have the sword here. So maybe some of you are deciding not to speak as much. This could also be like in a romantic situation or in a relationship. Could be romantic, doesn't have to be. But it's like things have been so confusing with this person. Seven of Wisdom. Maybe there's a sense of looming dread or anxiety around this person, and maybe you haven't talked about it. Because the sword is facing down. So it's like there's something that needs to be talked about in the month of August. And I think for some of you, you haven't talked about it. You have to still yourself at the heart of your reading. So for some of you, it's like you could be drowning yourself out to make somebody happy. You could be avoiding a conversation that you feel very passionate about, maybe because you just don't want to deal with the ramifications. Maybe you're worried about the changes that it'll bring. Because I'm seeing where there's going to be a conversation that brings some serious changes with it. I don't know what that means, but I just keep hearing like this is a long time coming. So there's a conversation that you or somebody that you know has been avoiding having, because this conversation brings a lot of changes with it. And I think for some of you, this conversation involves having to distill yourself to make other people feel comfortable. Yeah, it's like navigating somebody is tough because this person's like a maze. I don't know if you're dealing with a water sign, could be a Scorpio, because we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Seven of Wisdom. Yeah, I have another wisdom card here, that's Cups. And then I also have Intelligence. So this could also be an Aquarius. So zodiac signs that I'm seeing Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, maybe Taurus. And it's like for some of you, it just feels like every time maybe you talk to this person, it's always like a dead end, or it just never really goes anywhere. Maybe the conversation just goes around and around and around and around. But I'm seeing where like you're running out of time, or like time is running out before something cracks open. So whatever this conversation is, whatever this situation is, it's on a timer. And I feel like whenever that timer stops, this conversation happens, whether you want it to or not. And it's possibly maybe even more passionate and intense because it feels like it comes out as a result of suppressing. So it's like somebody's been suppressing a conversation. They feel like they've distilled themselves to keep somebody else happy. Somebody's really tired of doing that. So I'm seeing where this comes out. And Seven of Wisdom with the Six of Intelligence, I'm seeing you moving out of situations that were uncertain. So I'm hearing like, what are we? So for some of you, you could have been involved in like a situationship and you don't really know where you stand with this person. Maybe that's the conversation that's going to happen. You know, the Seven of Wisdom and the Six of Intelligence is telling me that it's saying like, if it's not a yes, it's a no. Like if there's any amount of confusion, if you're not 100% sure of how this person feels about you, then you need to take a second look. Because I think some of you are maybe going back and forth about how somebody feels. Because they're not consistent. Or maybe they give you kind of like half-assed effort. And I'm telling you, like, if you have to ask yourself how this person feels about you, maybe that's your answer right there. Because if somebody truly feels some type of way for you, they're going to make it known. It's not going to be any of this wishy-washy back and forth crap. I mean, even if it is, even if somebody has those reservations, if somebody wants you, they're going to make it work. So if you're left in a space of confusion, Capricorn, if you frequently interact with this person and you're leaving those interactions feeling confused, then maybe you need to take a second look at this situation. Because I feel like some of you have tried to pretend that you're okay with something that you're not fucking okay with. I don't know, that's just kind of what I'm getting from the distill yourself. I feel like some of you have had to set aside your morals, or you felt like you've had to set aside your values in order to make something work with somebody. And I feel like that's just not going to happen any longer. That's just not going to work much longer. Yeah, you've got the World card. So we're closing out a cycle in the month of August. Again, I'm just seeing you going around and around and around and around with somebody. It's like every time you've tried to have this conversation with them, they either dodge it or they just kind of like avoid it, or they like make it very confusing so that you don't ask them. Like, that's kind of what I'm seeing with the maze imagery. It's like, this is how conversations with this person feel. Like a fucking maze. And I'm seeing the frustration, like I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the frustration of like talking to this person. Maybe they're always drunk or something like that. Maybe this is somebody who's like always drinking. Or it's like they're never sober. So you can't ever really have like an honest conversation with them because you never really know what state of mind they're in. Maybe that's why conversations with them are like this, like so chaotic and confusing, because they're under the influence. You got Queen of Wisdom. Look at that. You got the King and Queen of Wisdom here. Confirmation. Some of you are dealing with a water sign, maybe a Scorpio. Or you're going to be dealing with a water sign, maybe a Scorpio in the month of August. But this is meeting your perfect match, Capricorn. So if you've been dealing with this crap, like whatever the hell this is, you're being advised to move on. Again, it's like if you don't have a yes, it's a no. Point blank period. There's literally no if, ands, or buts. If it's not a yes, it's a no. Okay? I'm saving you the heartbreak of wasting more time with this person. Because for some of you, you've gone around and around with this person for like 6 months, 6 or 7 months. And they may have been like stringing you along, or they may have been telling you what you want to hear. But then it's like when things get serious, they want to try to like avoid or dodge or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like some of you need to just move the fuck on from whatever this is, if it's possible. Because you go from this to the King and Queen of Wisdom and the Wheel of Fortune. So you're getting lucky, very fucking lucky. But you have to be willing to let this go. Distill yourself. That's the advice. Distill yourself in the sense that you remove toxins. Okay, what is the process of distillation? Right? It's using heat to extract and remove compounds and basically separate them. So you need to distill yourself from this person. You need to separate yourself from this person that feels like a maze, that feels really confusing, that you feel like this person's a fucking enigma, that you're always having to figure out, that's not healthy. Okay, that's not a relationship. If you're constantly having to figure somebody out, that's not a relationship. You should feel at peace with someone. And I think that for some reason, this person that you've been dealing with has just not been ready. They're not ready to crack open in the way that you need them to. I think for some of you, you're dealing with somebody who's very guarded and they're possibly running from a lot of shit too. Especially if you're dealing with somebody who's like an alcoholic or they drink a lot or they're like never sober. I just feel like they deal with a lot. They're dealing with a lot and it's just not really your burden to bear. So let the magic in by removing yourself from the things that don't allow your magic to shine. This could also be like a work situation too for some of you. You could be dealing with maybe like an irresponsible boss or irresponsible coworkers. Maybe they're constantly drinking or they're constantly going out and they always leave the responsibilities on you. And you're always kind of having to figure out other people's jobs for them. That's kind of what I'm seeing. And like, yeah, somebody like cracks open and just kind of like crashes out and loses their shit. I'm just seeing something being a better match for you somewhere else. Whether this is a relationship or a job setting, it just feels like something elsewhere is a better match for you. And I think some of you need to be open to the possibilities. Some of you need to crash out. I'm gonna keep it real. Some of you need to crash out. Some of you will find that when you give yourself the space to crash out, life moves forward and the magic can finally come in. Because some of you are so absurdly pent up and blocked from dealing with this. Like, go scream. Please. Go fucking scream somewhere. Let it out, Capricorn. You need a release. You really need a release because I feel like for some of you, you've just been way too patient. I love you, Capricorns, and you have a capacity for patience, okay? Y'all will deal with shit that me, a Scorpio, I do not have the tolerance or the patience for. So I'm here to tell you that you've been too patient with this situation. I think you need to really start thinking about you. Because as I said in the beginning of the reading, Capricorns are very thoughtful people. It's not always presented on the surface. It's not always easily seen on the surface because, you know, you guys can be really reserved. But you guys are very caring people. And you oftentimes put people before you. A lot of the times you put people before you. And a lot of the times you put people who don't deserve it ahead of you. So I'm here to tell you that it's okay to be a little selfish in the month of August, Capricorn. I think you really need it. But other than that, that's what I'm seeing here. See you next month. Have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it is for you. And we'll talk soon. Bye, Cap. Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to your August general monthly tarot reading. Let's get into your messages. I will be doing a strictly love-focused extended reading, so you can check that out down in the description box below. It'll be available on my channel memberships. So your crowning energy for the month is Pocket of Protection. I feel like you are extremely protected this month, Aquarius. You have two aces at the top of your reading. You have the Ace of Intelligence, which is the Ace of Swords, and then you have the Ace of Strength, which is the Ace of Wands. So, powerful work that you're doing. I don't know what the heck it is you're doing, but you're doing something, Aquarius, and it's working. And it's possibly got people pissed off too, because I feel like with whatever it is that you're creating, and I do think you are creating something because you've got the Ace of Strength, you've also got the Queen of Strength. So there's a lot of creation energy here with the fire. And I think for some of you, it's got somebody triggered, because what I'm seeing is for some of you, you've really come into your own. And when an Aquarius comes into their own, that's a big thing, because Aquarians are so expansive. And I think for some of you, you've finally accessed who the fuck you are. Like, you know who you are and can't nobody tell you nothing. And this bothers somebody, because I feel like for this person, they are possibly very rigid in their way of being. Look at that. We've got release rigidity here. So this could be somebody in your life who is very rigid. They might keep themselves in a box. They don't allow themselves to be weird or different. They might be a conformist. This could be a Capricorn. We've got the devil, so could be a Capricorn energy. Could also be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Could also be another Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But I'm seeing somebody here who, they see you in this creative, expansive energy, and they want to snuff it out. They want you back in the box. Because I think for so long, you might have either let this person box you in, or it was like, because you didn't know yourself, you unintentionally kept yourself small, which was very convenient for this person. I don't know. Whoever this is, they give me like movie villain vibes. So I don't know. I don't know if this is like an evil stepmother or something like that, but it's giving Disney movie. So I don't know what that means. I don't know who that's for, but some of you are quite literally dealing with a real life Disney villain. And I think for some of you, they may have always framed this as, well, I'm just looking out for you. I'm just protecting you. It's so dangerous out there. People are so mean. You don't want to be yourself. People are ugly. Look at what they do to people who are themselves. That's what I'm getting from the energies. Because the devil is all about fear. So for some of you, there could be somebody around you who's telling you things to make you scared. And it's kind of like they're trying to frame it as like, look, I'm just looking out for you. But in reality, they're being selfish because they don't want to see you step into this Ace of Strength, to this Queen of Strength, where you know who the fuck you are and maybe you don't need them anymore. Because that's also the devil, is codependency. So, you know, for some of you, this person could be doing this because they're afraid that you'll get to a point where you won't need them anymore. So they might be trying to do whatever they can to try to keep you boxed in. And again, at one point, they may have tried to frame this as, I'm just looking out for you. I'm just protecting you. That's kind of what I'm seeing with the armor. But it's like, here we go again with the bubble imagery, trying to keep you contained. That's the word that I'm looking for. Contained. Somebody has tried to keep your light contained and it's escaping. The cracks have already ensued and the light is escaping. So for some of you, you have really drowned out your own light. And I don't think you were doing this on purpose. I mean, obviously not. But you could have just been like in a period of like depression or feeling really tired all the time. And now as you enter the month of August, you're fired up. So I don't know what the heck has happened this summer, because that's strength energy, is like this happened sometime in the summer. You woke up to something. and it's got you fired up. Yeah, 2 of charisma. For some of you, you could have changed jobs. You could have gotten a second job. You could have exposed yourself to some sort of new information. You could have also gotten into a relationship with somebody who made you see something about yourself that you didn't see before. Yeah, 7 of intelligence. I'm telling you guys, there's somebody around you that you need to be fucking careful with. And I don't know, like it just gives Disney villain. Like look at all of these characters in these cards. It just gives like fantasy. Like some of you are living a real life movie. But whoever this person is, like they're kind of scary. I'm going to be honest, Aquarius, they're kind of scary. Is that why you listened to them for so long? Maybe you were afraid of them. But it's like for some of you, you may have found out that this person was lying about something, and then it's like a whole house of cards, like the whole entire thing just comes apart. Like I'm seeing something unraveling. And it's because you stumbled upon some information that you weren't supposed to find. And it's like in finding that information, everything just unravels about this person. Like all of their lies, all of the things that they did to maybe try to keep you contained. This could be somebody finding out that like their parents aren't actually their parents. This is crazy, Aquarius. What the heck is going on? If, you know, I can't say I'm surprised though, because it is an Aquarius reading. Like there's always some weird shit going on in y'all's lives. Let's be honest. Aquarians are always like going through the craziest stuff. Y'all really do have like some crazy stories to tell. But you have forbidden fruit. So yeah, again, it's like you've accessed something that you weren't supposed to access. Or in the month of August, you're going to be accessing something that you're not supposed to access. You're seeing something that you're not supposed to see. And for some of you, this could be seeing somebody naked. I don't know. I feel like, I'm going to just be honest, like the imagery on the apple, and then we've got the snake. I don't want to have like a gutter brain or anything, but I'm just seeing where some of you may see something that you're not supposed to see. And it's like you might see somebody naked and you weren't supposed to see that. Okay? Like you might see somebody's private parts and you weren't supposed to see it. So I don't know who that's for, but I'm just seeing you stumbling on something that you weren't supposed to know. And for some of you, this is like paradigm shattering. Because I'm telling you, some of you, it's like your entire life has been built on this lie. And then it just all unravels. And some of you have had to figure out who the hell you are. Because it's like your entire life has been a lie. That's what I'm seeing with the pocket of protection. It's like somebody was like going out of their way. Maybe whoever this devil character is, this like real life Disney villain, or, you know, even if they're not doing it from a place of like malice, they could just be really selfish. And it's like for their own selfish reasons, they didn't want you to find this out. Even if they don't really have like bad intentions, it could just be like a selfish thing. But I'm seeing where like someone's just kind of going out of their way, like trying to put all the pieces together and make everything perfect so that you don't question anything. That's what I'm seeing with the pocket of protection. It's like somebody like constantly like moving parts around and like always like stressing and being really crazy, like trying to keep this facade up. But the gig is up in August. I don't know. I don't know what you're finding. For some of you, it's like a book. For some of you, there's some information in a book like in your closet or in this person's closet. Like a journal or something like that. And I'm not advising that you go read through anybody's journals. But I'm just seeing where there's a need to look deeper into something. If you've already gotten kind of a weird feeling about something or someone, maybe explore a little bit deeper. Because for some of you, your safety could depend on it. But that is what I'm seeing here, Aquarius. I know that this was kind of a heavier reading, but it seems like it's for the greater good. You know what I mean? Like you uncovering whatever this is going to activate you so that you can fully step into your purpose. So it's like all of the, like what was once built on a shitty foundation is coming down so that you can rebuild on a more stable foundation. That's what I'm seeing. So that's the silver lining. It really is a good thing in the grand scheme of things, but I do feel like you're going to be finding something out this month that may just come at you sideways. But that is it for that. I will see you in the extended. If you're interested in a love reading, check it out. It'll be linked down below. I'll see you later, Aquarius. Have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it is for you. And we'll talk soon. Bye-bye. Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your August general monthly tarot reading. Let's get into your messages. There will be a strictly love-focused reading on my channel memberships. It's going to be the extended for this. So if you're interested in a love reading, check that out after this video. But let's get into your crowning energy for the month. You've got center and ground with red clover. Leave it to Pisces to have a big old heart crowning their reading, right? Because y'all are so heart-centered. And I just love Pisceans. I'm a Scorpio, so you know we go together like peanut butter and jelly. But yeah, I'm seeing where you're very heart-centered this month. I think you're approaching something mindfully and clear-headed. It seems like there's been maybe people around you who've been moving real weird. I don't know, I'm just seeing kind of like a shady energy. And it's like something isn't what it seems. There's a lot being broadcasted, there's a lot being shown, but you're being called to really pause and ground and tune into your heart center before moving forward with any decision related to this. For some of you, this could have something to do with your work. Like maybe there's something at work where you've been really patient with someone, but maybe they're just not stepping up to the plate. Because that's what I'm seeing with the 5 of charisma. It's like somebody's really lacking. And I think you've tried to be really empathetic and patient, because that's just who you are. Like you're a Pisces, you're very understanding. You typically can see the bigger picture of a situation. And I think part of the reason what makes you guys so good with people is that you read them and you know kind of how to give people what they need before they ask for it. So I think you've always been really good about doing that in this situation, where even though this person was lacking, you already kind of had that awareness. So you frequently stood up and kind of like supplemented for what they were lacking. But you're being called to really pull back. Okay, I think that's why Clear the Way is here at the heart of your reading. We've got sage. So traditionally, sage is used to clear out negative energies. So I'm seeing where there's a need to clear out of the way this person's lack of ability to show up by not showing up for them. I hope that makes sense. Because again, with the Knight of Charisma, like I just think some of you, I just love Pisces energy. You guys are just so sweet, you know, and I think you really do love helping. Like I just see you like showing up to work in a good mood. It's like, even if people are in a shitty mood and they're acting like assholes, like you just have this sweet energy. It's like, I see you walking into work and there's just this halo of light around you. And, you know, you're always just in such a good mood and you're always so happy to help. And it's kind of like a little bit naive. Like there's an energy of naivety to this where you've been naively friendly and naively helping people, not realizing that they might be using you or they might be taking advantage of your kindness. Now, I feel like you're starting to see it because again, center and ground is at the heart of your reading. So I feel like you've reflected on this, or you've maybe started to get some kind of inclinations, or there's been things showing themselves in your reality that are maybe highlighting this. So I think you're starting to see it now. You might be like, oh, well, you know, maybe I shouldn't be as nice to that person, or maybe I shouldn't go above and beyond for that person the way I used to. Because I think you're just being called to pull your energy back. It was being overexhausted and almost kind of like drained into other people. But you have the King of Strength here, so I see you in the month of August recuperating what was expelled. So for some of you, this could also be quitting a job or losing a job. I don't see this happening in the month of August. I feel like this has already happened. So if you are somebody who is unemployed right now, you may have lost a job, and I think you've been really patient in trying to get another job and trying to like move forward. But I'm just seeing stagnant energy. Like things are just moving really slow. And for some of you, you're like, okay, like I've been patient with this. There's only so much patience I can hold before I give out. So, you know, I do feel like you will see forward movement with this. If you've been looking for a job, and, you know, maybe at one point you were really motivated, and maybe after a few rejection letters, you're starting to see that motivation wane, fear not. Your job is coming. And for some of you, I feel like it's coming in pretty quick because it's coming up under the King of Strength. So this feels like it comes in the month of August. If you've been looking for a job, I do see you getting that job in Leo season in August. And some of you could have been unemployed since May. Now, if you're not unemployed, I do see forward movement, like maybe in your work, in the sense that you could be getting a promotion. There could be somebody around you who sees how much you show up for other people. And it's kind of like they see you doing other people's job for them. Let's be honest, because that's what some of you are doing. You're doing other people's job for them and your own. And I feel like this work is not going unnoticed. So I think that's kind of what the King of Strength is coming up for. It's suggesting that there's like a higher up or somebody in a position of power who is observing what you're doing, and they're possibly going to create some kind of opportunity to move forward and to advance. That's the word that I'm hearing, is advancement opportunities, because they've observed your work ethic. And for some of you, you might be watching this video and you might be like, oh, well, Hannah, that's not possible. There's so many obstacles to get to that promotion. Or I have to do this, this, and that in order to even open up that door for myself. No, baby. Whoever this is, they have the power to clear the way. So for some of you, you're getting a major blessing because somebody up top likes you. And they're going to clear the way so that you can advance and bring this work ethic with you. I don't know why. I just keep hearing the word advancement. Ooh. This is interesting. This is a different message. Some of you could be quitting your job. That could also be it too. Maybe some of you are sick of doing other people's jobs and your own. And if it's not a promotion that you're getting, maybe for some of you, it's a better job. Like there could be somebody, again, this King of Wands character, somebody observes your work ethic. And they might not be at your company. They might be somewhere else and they say, hey, we've seen you, we've heard about you, and we want you to come work for us. So there might be somebody who appreciates you a little better than where you're at right now. And I'm going to be honest, I see you taking it. And I feel like you're going to feel more at home in this new job or in this new environment. This could also be a relationship. Maybe for some of you, you're in a relationship with somebody and you feel really disappointed. Maybe you feel like you're always having to kind of hide from this person, or you feel like you can't really be yourself around them. Maybe you feel like you've had to exercise a lot of patience for this person. Maybe this is somebody who is constantly having money troubles. Maybe this is the type of person that you're always having to like front money for them, or like you're always having to like pay their bills because they're not very good with their money. I see you moving on from that connection in the month of August because I see you reaching a breaking point. And for some of you, you might go from one relationship to the other. I'm going to be honest, because you've got a Hierophant here and you've got King of Strength. So this could be somebody who you've been begging for a ring. Maybe this person hasn't given you a ring yet. And you've been trying so hard. You've been patient with this person. You're like, I've been with you for 8 fucking years and no ring. You know what I mean? Or something like that. It's like you've been with somebody for a while and they might have just been giving you the runaround. You've been trying to move things forward. Or maybe this is a situationship. Because for some of you, you haven't even gotten to the commitment yet. It's like it's just been a relationship or a situationship for the last 8 months. And you're like, look, like I'm ready to move forward. And if you're not going to fucking meet me here, then I've got to go find this elsewhere. So I see you doing that. And to be honest, I don't see you having a very hard time doing that either. Because you're very attractive. You know, Venus exalts in Pisces, so Piscean people are very attractive physically. They have an aura about them that just makes them very magnetic. So I see you being a charmer, and I see you not really having much of a problem getting a relationship. Like if that's what you're looking for, or if you're in a relationship where you feel like the connection is lacking and you feel like you're not really getting what you want out of this relationship, I do see you finding it somewhere else and being very happy. You're just being called to move on. Like, period. You're just being called to move on from a situation where you are over-investing yourself and go where you're appreciated and where you're nurtured and where you're supported. Because whatever this environment is, you're not supported. You've been the supporter. Whether it's financially, whether it's supporting somebody by doing their work for them, whether it's supporting somebody emotionally and not getting anything in return. I just feel like you've been the sole supporter in a relationship or in some kind of life situation. And you're being called to move out of this in the month of August. You're going to be given an opportunity to advance. That is the word, not just move on, not just movement. It is advancement. You're being called to advance beyond whatever the hell this is. Okay, you have exuberant quietude or quietude with passion flower. So it's like you've lost your passion with something. And I feel like in the month of August, you're gaining your passion back because you find stability, you find progression, and you find that motivation again. And it's all coming from moving yourself out of a role where you were constantly supporting other people and not allowing yourself to be supported. The tables are turning. It's your turn now, Pisces. So bask in it. But that's what I'm seeing here. Check out the extended down in the description box below. I will see you there. But other than that, we'll talk soon. I look forward to next month, Pisces. Have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it is for you. And that's it for today. Bye. Hi, Aries. Welcome to your August general monthly tarot reading. Let's get into your messages. There will be a strictly love-focused extended reading on my channel membership, so check that out. It'll be linked down in the description box below. But your crowning energy for the month of August is perseverance. I feel like a lot of you, after so many years, maybe even decades of not knowing who you are, you have finally come into your own. And it's not necessarily that you didn't know who you were. I just think for some of you, you spent a long time compromising that for other people. And it was like anytime you tried to stand up for yourself or anytime you tried to be authentic, maybe this person would cut you down, or maybe life would cut you down. This could have been a family member because I've got the 10 of wisdom. So this could have been like a parent. They could be your children. It could be siblings. But it seems as though some of you have accessed something. You've discovered something. You've created something. You've developed something. And whatever this is, I see you becoming obsessed with it. And it's a really healthy kind of obsession. It's like something that gives you hope after a period of feeling hopeless, or something that you kind of fixate on. Because if you notice the imagery here with the way the sun is looking at this dandelion, it's like it's so proud to have taken part in creating this. Because dandelions photosynthesize. So I see you admiring something that you have taken part in creating. And I'm just seeing where life has color now. Maybe music sounds better. Colors are more vibrant. I don't know. This feels like a spiritual awakening for some of you. I mean, we've got the solar symbolism here too, twice. So, I don't know, you're really just in your element. Maybe it's because it's Leo season. You know, we're in a fire sign's energy, so naturally you might feel a little bit more comfortable in the month of August because you're in that energy. But I'm just seeing where in the month of August, you are no longer compromising yourself for the likes of other people. You know, the Queen of Swords does not mess around. She doesn't keep herself quiet to please other people. She says whatever the hell she wants. And she says what she means, more importantly. And I see that being you in the month of August. Being very intentional about the way that you say things, the way that you speak to people. It's just something about self-expression that's coming into your awareness in the month of August, and maybe the way that you express yourself. Maybe for some of you, you caged in your light, but not anymore. Not in the month of August. And it's almost kind of like you being so open and expressive and not giving a fuck is giving other people the confidence to do it too. So maybe for some of you, you have like a sibling or you have a friend or you have people around you who are kind of timid, or maybe they themselves have a hard time being authentic. I see you inspiring them to do that. So don't be surprised, Aries, if you find people in the month of August gravitating towards you, asking you for advice, asking you for perspective, because I see a lot of people being really inspired by you. Maybe for some of you, you've done really well in your career. Maybe some of you are in real estate. Yeah, because I'm seeing contracts. You could be a lawyer as well. You could be like a public speaker. You could be some kind of like in a managerial role. But I'm just seeing where you inspire others. And I feel like a lot of people are going to be coming to you and telling you maybe things that they've thought about you all along, but never actually said. And I don't feel like this is a negative thing. I feel like these are things that people feel admired, or like things that they admire about you. They're going to be sharing them with you in the month of August. Could be 3 people, like 2 or 3 people in your life who have been really proud of you, but they haven't maybe said anything. I see them saying something in the month of August. And for some of you, this is going to come as a shock because some of these people are not the kind of person that tell other people that they're proud of them. So I think it's going to be incredibly special to hear this from this person. Because I don't know, for some of you, it's like there's one person that you're doing it for, or like there's one person that you really want to make proud. You're not going to snuff yourself out for them, but you want to make them proud. Because maybe at one point you did kind of like suppress yourself to be tolerable. And maybe you were worried that by stepping outside of your box that this person wasn't going to like you anymore, or that they were going to change their mind about you or something like that. I feel like some of you are going to be really shocked when this person tells you how proud they are of you. And it's like they've been waiting to tell you that. For some of you, this could be like a spouse as well. This could be a spouse that's like at a distance. For some of you, you could be married to somebody who's at a distance, or you could be dating somebody who's at a distance. I specifically say spouse because I have the 10 of Cups here and I have the 2 of Wands. So 2 of Wands is contracts. 10 of Wisdom is like marriage, family. So for some of you, I feel like there's going to be a spouse who maybe's been at a distance. And I see this spouse surprising you by either letting you know that they're proud of you, or possibly by coming to see you. Look at that. We got resurrection, I'm telling you, like somebody here, either who you haven't seen in a long time or somebody who's at a distance from you has heard about what you're doing, either through the grapevine, maybe through family, through shared friends. For some of you, you could have blocked this person. Could be another fire sign, another Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Could also be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But somebody is resurrecting themselves in the month of August. And this could be somebody even showing up with flowers. Look at the way this flower is being held by the owl. And I don't know, I feel like this isn't somebody that you talk to. This isn't somebody that you currently talk to. It's like somebody that you maybe used to know. And they're going to be resurrecting themselves in your life. But I'm also seeing this resurrection card as you resurrecting. Again, it's like for some of you, you have not known who you are for like your entire life. And it's been enraging for some of you. I think for some of you, you've maybe even dealt with like anger issues or issues with like violence or something like that because there was just so much anger about this, like not knowing who you are, not knowing where you come from. This could be somebody who was like adopted, right? Like not knowing where they come from, not knowing who their parents are, somebody being really problematic in school. This could be like your kid, because I also have 10 of wisdom. Maybe some of you are going to be seeing like your kid navigate through not knowing who they are or like wanting to know who they are. But yeah, I'm seeing with this resurrection card, it's like you've been resurrected. The old you died. I don't know, something happened. The old you died, and now you've stepped into this solar energy where you just completely radiate and warm the room that you're in, the spaces that you're in. You have such a warm presence about you that makes you so enticing. And, you know, I don't really know the word. It's kind of the same as magnetic, but I don't want to use the word magnetic. You're very alluring. And I don't even really mean that so much like in a sexual or like even physically attractive type of way. I'm not trying to say that you're not physically attractive or that you're not alluring in an attractive way, but I just see where you pique a lot of people's interest, even when they don't know you. And it doesn't matter what you look like, you just have this aura to you that is almost kind of intoxicating. And I think a lot of people have a hard time not obsessing over you because you're just so cool. Like you just have such a bright light that people can't help but think about it. So I see where somebody in your life has been cut off. They've been blocked. And for some of you, this person is coming in the month of August, Knight of Intelligence, Queen of Intelligence, to have a conversation with you. And maybe let you know that they're proud of you. Or for some of you, somebody might try to come in and have a conversation, but you might not let them. 7 of Strength. You might block this person before they can even say anything. So this is going to resonate differently depending on what your situation is. But I do see where there is somebody thinking about you. And it's because you've almost sort of sent out a signal by stepping into this solar energy. It's like now that you've become passionate about something, that passion is being felt by other people. And that passion is possibly resurrecting some feelings for people who maybe at one point didn't have any interest in you. But it's like now that you're not focused on them, now that you're focused on yourself, all of a sudden these people want the time of day. So it's a really beautiful message, Aries. I feel like a lot of you are coming into a state of balance. We've got the sun and the moon. So really harmonizing yourselves, getting in touch with yourselves, resurrecting parts of you that you might have killed off as a way to please other people or to be tolerated by other people. I see you not doing that anymore. Okay, you're really, really stepping into your purpose in the month of August. And there's no going back. Okay, so I don't know what path you're on, but it's the path of no return. So whatever you're doing right now, Aries, this is it. This is the career path that you're going on for the rest of your life. This is what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. This is the relationship that you're going to be in for the rest of your life. Like the decisions that you make in August are going to be some of the biggest decisions that you make in your entire life. This is going to set up the foundation for the rest of your life to begin. But that is what I'm seeing here. Feel free to check out the extended down below. We'll be focusing more on love and relationships there. But other than that, I will see you later. Have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it is for you. And we'll talk soon, Aries. Bye-bye. Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your August general monthly tarot reading. Let's get into your messages. There will be a strictly love-focused extended reading on my channel membership, so you can check that out down in the description box below. But the crowning energy of this reading is Heart's Home. So Taurus, I feel as though a lot of you have finally found your home in the month of August. And this can be literal, like some of you may have been house hunting. Maybe you finally found a place to settle down. But with the Lovers being here, I don't know. I feel like for some of you, home is a person. And you may not have known this person for very long. For some of you, you may have only known this person for like 3 to 6 weeks. But you know this is your person. Because we've got the Lovers. We've got the Three of Pence. So you work really well together. It's like, I don't know, I'm hearing great minds think alike. So maybe this person is really intelligent. They may share a lot of your viewpoints, a lot of your opinions. Even if this isn't romantic. I mean, we have the Lovers, so I feel like for a great many of you, it probably is. But this could also be a friendship or even a work-related connection as well. Like this could just be somebody who you work really well with. And for some of you, you might even be deciding to pursue a business opportunity with this person. Like some of you may be starting a business with your coworker. And even more juicy, some of you may be working at a company and you and your coworker break away from that company and start a rival company. So I don't know who that's for, but that's for somebody. But I just feel like you are so comfortable around somebody in the month of August. And I see you feeling comfortable enough to maybe show parts of yourself and share parts of yourself that you don't usually share. So like for some of you, you might talk about some really deep things with this person in the month of August. You have a ripple outward at the heart of your reading. with self-heal. So it feels as though whoever this person is, whether they be romantic or not, they're helping you heal in some way. And I think for a lot of you, it's strictly because they just allow you to be yourself and they give you that space to feel comfortable. So a lot of you, you might feel comfortable crying in front of this person. You might feel comfortable sharing some really harsh things that have happened to you, because we've got 10 of intelligence. So Taurus, I can see where you've been through some shit. I mean, I'm talking about like, I don't even know if I want to say this on camera. Like, there's some things that some of you have been through that have been really god awful. Like, I'm not just talking about challenging. Like, this is some really dark stuff. Like, this is like drugged in an alleyway at 3 a.m. and waking up on the side of the road somewhere. That kind of shit. Like, I don't know what the hell some of you have gone through, but it's been tough. Okay? It's been more than the average person could handle. And I think in the month of August, you're finally going to be able to lay your burdens down on somebody else. I'm hearing that song by Ed Sheeran, Lay It All on Me. So that's kind of like what I'm seeing with this person. They're like, lay it all on me, baby. Like, let me know how this makes you feel. Cry it out. Here I am. I'll be your shoulder. So I don't know, Taurus. Somebody really loves you. But let's be honest. It's hard not to love a Taurus. Y'all are just so attractive and sweet and generous. Ooh, I love me a Taurus. I'm a Scorpio, so we're sister signs. We may butt heads, but I love y'all. I really do love Taurians. I feel like y'all can meet me where I am as far as like bringing the chill to my intensity as a Scorpio. But we've got the Hangman, the Ace of Charisma, and we've got Rewild. I think this is really interesting coming up because for some of you, before this person came around, you might have fallen into, I'm going to be honest, kind of having a stick up your ass. Just saying. I don't know. I feel like some of you fell into a space of being really rigid, maybe really stuck up, like too good for everything. It was just like, oh no, like I'm too good for that. I'm too good for that. I'm too good for that. And it's not necessarily that it was coming from a place of actually thinking that you're too good for it. It's more of like, you just didn't let yourself let loose. I hope that makes sense. And maybe after this person has come into the picture, you're learning to let loose a little bit and maybe get in touch with your wild side. I don't know what that means. That's going to mean something different for everybody. But I just feel like some of you have been too caged in. And it feels self-inflicted. Like it feels like you haven't allowed yourself to do things that may be fun for you. Because I don't know, like maybe you were hanging around with people who like thought they were too good for things. And then you might have kind of like naturally fallen into that thinking just as a result of being around them. That's kind of what I'm seeing with the Hangman. Like I'm just seeing somebody trying to fit in with a group where they don't belong. You know what I mean? And it's like a bunch of like really stuck up, self-absorbed people. And then there's my sweet little Taurus that's like trying to fit in because Taurians love socialization and they want to fit in. So I feel like this energy was it's like you tried to conform in a space that you didn't belong in. And I think as a result, it kind of made you lose yourself a little bit. And I think for some of you, these people that you were trying to fit in with ended up betraying you. Because that's what I'm seeing with the 10 of intelligence. So you might have learned the hard way, trying to fit in with these people, trying to conform with these people, trying to have a relationship with these people. It like held you back from yourself. And this person coming into the picture has helped you reactivate and re-inspire who Taurus really is. And I think for some of you, you've always been a free spirit. You've always been somebody who tries new things, who's open to adventure. I know these are not like stereotypical Taurian qualities, but astrology is incredibly nuanced. So just because you have a Taurus placement doesn't mean you cannot have these qualities. The Taurians in this reading, I feel, are incredibly adventurous, but maybe lost that quality as the result of trying to fit in with somebody or somewhere they didn't belong. So you're reactivating this wild side by learning to be adventurous again and like just letting yourself enjoy things. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, like letting yourself enjoy things. This could also involve travel as well. Some of you could be traveling in the month of August because we've got the map here. That could also be where this rewild is coming from. You know, part of this adventurous energy could be you traveling. Because I'm seeing like where some of you maybe didn't want to travel, or like there was a certain area, maybe where this person is from, this person that you're dealing with, they might be from somewhere that is like culturally different than where you're from. So maybe like your family and people around you were kind of like questioning this person because they're like, oh, well, he or she is from a different religion. They're from a different culture. They're different than us. So we don't really like them. You know what I mean? I don't know. This doesn't feel like you. This feels like somebody around you who may be thinking this about your person. I don't know. It feels very Romeo and Juliet. Like just star-crossed lovers. People who come into each other's lives. They're a great match for one another, but for some reason there's differences here. And I really think that for a lot of you, it has to do with like cultural differences that have impeded on the ability for you and this person to connect on the absolute deepest level possible. So for some of you, this could be you meeting somebody who speaks a different language. I mean, there could be Taurians in here who end up falling in love with somebody who speaks a different language than them and making it work. So I don't know who that's for, but that's for somebody. But I just think there's somebody here, Taurus, in the month of August that brings you a lot of healing. And like I said, I don't know if it's a friend. I don't know if it's like a new romantic relationship, a coworker, a business partner. Somebody here is quickly reconnecting you back to yourself. Like they're sitting you down and they're saying, hey, Taurus, look at me real quick. This is who you are. This is not who you are. This is who you are. So somebody knows you real well. And they might not even know you. Like you might, again, it's like you might have only known this person for a few weeks, but they feel like home because they already can see you. Even after only knowing you for a few weeks, they can see exactly who you are. And this person is not afraid to tell you how they feel. Maybe other people saw this energy. Other people might have seen you straying from yourself, but they might not have said anything because they didn't want to hurt your feelings, or they just didn't want to deal with like maybe any conflict that would come with it. No, this person doesn't care. They're like, give me the conflict, baby. Give me the disagreement. Give me the fights. I don't care. I still feel the way that I feel. I still see you, and I still know that whatever the hell this was not you. So let's get you back connected with who you really are so that you can be happy again. Because I think for some of you, you were compromising yourself in favor of other people. But that's not happening anymore. It sure as hell is not happening so long as this person is around. But I really do see a budding romance here for some of you, or just a budding connection. And it feels really beautiful. It feels really supportive. It feels better than anything you've ever had before, if I'm being honest. Again, we've got ripple outward, self-heal. So whatever this is, it's going to be incredibly healing. But that's what I'm seeing here, Taurus. Check out the extended. We'll get deeper into this relationship and find out some more details about it. But other than that, I'll see you later. Have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it is for you. And we'll talk soon. Bye-bye, Taurus. Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your August general monthly tarot reading. Let's get into your messages. There will be an extended love reading on my channel membership, so you can check that out down in the description box below. But your crowning energy for the month is we are one. You've got the High Priestess and the Moon. Who's having a spiritual awakening? Because that's what this gives. And man, I feel like this is paradigm shattering for some of you. Especially with quaking aspen. For some of you, this feels like an earthquake. Like something has quite literally shaken you awake. Maybe some of you are dealing with earthquakes. I don't know, you might be on the San Andreas fault line or any other fault line, and you might be experiencing earthquakes in the month of August. But I see this metaphorically, like in the sense of being shaken awake. So something, or maybe someone, has shaken you awake to something in your life. Because the High Priestess is here, this feels like an individual in your life. Could be a feminine, but it just feels like there's somebody here who has either taught you something or who has made you aware of something. And I feel like ever since you've become aware of this, it has eaten you alive. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Like, whatever this is, it feels like it's consumed you. And I think for some of you, you might even be experiencing panic attacks, anxiety. Like, I'm seeing somebody wondering, like, what the hell is happening to me? Like, did this person put a spell on me? That's what I'm seeing. For some of you, you might be asking if somebody put a spell on you, or you might be wondering if somebody's doing like magic on you or something like that. I don't really see that being the case. I mean, for some of you, maybe, but to be honest, I really don't see that being the case. I think for a lot of you, somebody just made you aware of something. It was just like a aha moment. And you haven't really been able to get over that. And I think for some of you, again, it's like, it just feels like this thing is driving you crazy with the moon. Some of you may literally be questioning your sanity. You know, you might be wondering, am I going crazy? Because you're seeing all of these synchronicities. And you're seeing these connections between things that in any rational case would never be connected. But for some fucking reason, it's connecting. So I think that's part of the reason why you feel for lack of a better word, crazy. Because none of this makes any fucking sense. And I'm just hearing like, don't work yourself up into a tizzy over it. Let go. Let go of the need to know. Let go of the need to figure it out. Just let go. Please, Gemini, for you. Because I feel like for some of you, like you really just need to give yourself a break. I think you've really worked yourself up trying to pay attention to all the finer details of something. Because at the heart of your reading, we have pay attention. And I feel like you've been going above and beyond trying to pay attention to all the little details or trying to get to the bottom of something. And it just feels futile. Like for some of you, you may be wondering, like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like with the 8 of intelligence, it's just like, what did I wrap myself in? What did I get myself into? Why am I fucking doing this? I'm hearing it's just as easy to get yourself out of something as it was getting yourself in something. So I don't know who that's for. I don't know what that means, but that's for somebody. I think for some of you, you're thinking something is a lot harder and a lot more difficult than it actually is. And it's like maybe once you get out of your own head and you ground, you know, that could also be why we've got this imagery here of all the dirt and the ground. Like, I think you need to ground, Gemini. Because I think many of you are very much in your head right now. And for some of you, you're even kind of starting to spiral. And I think that this is affecting your mental health. For some of you, you need to go get a second opinion on this. And if you've already gotten a second opinion on it, you need to go get a third. Get as many fucking opinions as you need to until you have clarity about this. Because again, I think for some of you, you're thinking too much about something, or you're, not that you're thinking too much about it. How do I even word this? Not that you're not thinking about it in the right way. You're like reading into something a little bit too much. So that's why you're being called to ground and to really pay attention. Look at that, be yourself. For some of you, this could be in relation to another person. You know, maybe for some of you, you're worried about somebody and their opinion of you. That could be the thing that you're working yourself up about. Is like, what does this person think about me? I don't know. It's a very confusing energy, which tells me that you're very confused. And there's just so much coming at you. I keep hearing there's not enough hours in a day. I don't know. You're just being called to step back from whatever the heck this is. Because I don't know, you keep trying to like research something, or you keep trying to look into something, or you keep trying to find more information. And it just seems like it becomes this never-ending journey of just needing more and more and more and more. And you just need to give yourself a break. Because I'm telling you, like, this is affecting your mental health. You need to give yourself this break for you. I think that's why temperance is here. You need to slow down. You don't need to figure this all out today. Okay, maybe for some of you, it could be something to do with your finances. It could be something to do with your living situation. I don't know if it's necessarily that for a lot of you, but I think for some of you maybe, and that's probably why this is so stressful. If you're in a space where you're maybe unsure of your living situation, or maybe you're unsure of what's going on, like with your career, I'm saying just be patient. I do feel like you will see forward movement. Like you will move into a house or into a home. You will get a job. Like if you've been worried about any of that, that's going to be taken care of come the next full moon. Like whenever the next full moon in August is, it feels like that's when you're going to see a blessing around a home or a job. But I'm just seeing where this could be like a text message that somebody sends. Like I'm seeing something being really cryptic and you trying to decode something, almost like obsessively. It's like you're obsessively trying to decode something in the month of August. And I see you being successful with decoding whatever this is. So be patient, Gemini. Like if your goal is to get to the bottom of something, I see you getting to the bottom of it in the month of August. But what you need to understand is that you will not get to the bottom of this until you let it go. If you come at it with whatever energy you've been coming at it with, it's just not going to happen. You're going to be met with more resistance. You're going to be met with more frustration. You're going to be met with feeling even crazier. So that's why I say, give it a rest, Gemini. Temporarily, I promise you, it will circle back around and you will have clarity with it. I don't know if this is like how somebody feels about you. Like maybe some of you are wondering how somebody feels. Because that's the moon card, is like somebody's emotions or somebody's feelings. Like I do see in time this person sharing with you how they feel. Could be a Sagittarius that you're dealing with. Could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But for those of you that are wondering about how somebody feels about you, the thing is that you already know. We are one. Like you already know how this person feels about you because you're connected to them. And I think that's why the Be Yourself card is coming up. Because it's saying like, be yourself. Like this person loves who you are. They love you when you're yourself. And I do see a message from them coming in the month of August. And perhaps this message is the thing that gives you clarity and maybe release from whatever this is. So it's like the Eight of Wands comes in to remove the Eight of Wisdom, or sorry, the Eight of Intelligence, or to replace it. So I'm seeing this as somebody coming in and maybe confirming something that you already had an intuitive feeling about, something that you were already seeing synchronicities about, something that was driving you absolutely fucking crazy. I see you getting confirmation around that, and that confirmation being the thing that liberates you from whatever this feeling of anxiety, feeling like you're going crazy. Somebody's coming through to liberate you from that. Because they're coming in to share with you what you've been maybe waiting to hear. So be patient, Gemini. And when this person does come in, or when this situation comes to bring you clarity, you're being called to be yourself and to be authentic. Like, there's nothing to hide, especially if this is a person. Like, if you're dealing with a person, there's nothing to hide. They already see you. You could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. I have Pisces right here with the High Priestess, and I have Pisces and Cancer right there with the Moon. So it's like this person already sees right through you. So there's no need to be anything other than yourself, because they can tell when you're not being yourself. And I don't think you're doing it intentionally. Like, you might just really like this person and you just really want them to have a good impression of you. So it's like you might morph yourself into what you think this person wants rather than just being you. And you don't need to do that, Gemini. Because this person pays attention. They're very perceptive. They could have green eyes. This person's very perceptive and they pay very close attention. So they know. They know when you're in this energy of maybe trying to like please them. Like, they can tell. I don't feel like this person judges you. I think if anything, you might judge yourself more. Like, more than anyone. So my advice to you, Gemini, is to give it a rest. Like, rest your head, rest your mental. Maybe do some things that are like fun, that distract you from whatever this is. You need a distraction. And not your work, like something that's actually fun. And something that connects you to you. You know, go play in the dirt. Go out in nature. Go pick some flowers. Go take pictures. Go smoke some weed. I don't know. Go drink some nettle tea. I have no idea. But you need something. You need something to do that distracts you temporarily from this situation, at least until you can get this clarity. Because I do feel like clarity is coming in August. I mean, you've got 8 twice here. So something that you've been going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth about, right? Because that's the number 8. Flipped, it's an infinity. So you've been infinitely going back and forth about this. And in the month of August, something that you've been going back and forth about in your mind is going to be cleared. And it feels like it comes forward in the form of a message or in the form of some sort of action taken towards you. So this could be somebody showing up and being like, hey, I'm in your city. Or hey, I'm at your doorstep. But in the meantime, you just need to take some time for you until that happens. But that's what I'm seeing here, Gemini. Check out the extended down in the description box below. I will see you there. Have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it is for you. and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye. Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your August general monthly tarot reading. Let's get into your messages. There will be a strictly love-focused extended reading on my memberships page, so you can check that out down in the description box below. But crowning your month, you have integration. I see you using the month of August to almost kind of like increase your knowledge or expertise around something. I'm seeing a jack of all trades. Like, this is somebody who's good at everything. And I see you being quite the catch as well. It's like beauty, brains, intuition, compassion, free-spiritedness, stubborn. Like, stubborn with what you believe in. And, you know, the herb mullein, or mullein, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, is good for the lungs. Like, it's a great lung detox. So the way that I'm interpreting this card in your spread is that you, my friend, are a breath of fresh air. And I think there's some people in your life who are going to be reminding you of that. Because maybe for some of you, you've just been dealing with a lot. Like, you've had a lot of responsibilities. Maybe some of you were going to school. Maybe some of you work multiple jobs. Or you just work a lot. I'm seeing you getting rewarded for your hard work in the month of August. It's like integrating all of the things that you've accomplished, like all of the things that you've put effort towards. You're going to be integrating all of those accomplishments in the month of August. So I don't know if that's like getting an award for something or getting recognized for something. Somebody's getting like employee of the month. But with the Strength card, I see this energy of perseverance, like even when it's been hard. I think for some of you, you've had a really hard summer. I'm hearing that song by Bamarama. It's a cruel, cruel summer, leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Now you're gone. I'm not the only one. That song. I'm thinking of that song. It feels as though you've had a cruel summer. It's been brutal. For some of you, it's been hot. And I think you've just been working yourself to death. And that could even be a message here for somebody, like, don't work yourself to death. Because for somebody, your health could quite literally be on the line. Like, especially if you're somebody who works at like a labor job, you could be working out in the heat. Okay, make sure you're getting your fluids, make sure you're getting your electrolytes, all right? Make sure you're staying hydrated and nourished. Because I don't know, Cancer, I just feel like some of you work really hard. And for some of you, you don't realize that your body doesn't need to be pushed as hard as some of you might be pushing it. I don't know, I just keep hearing like, I'm not 25 anymore or something like that. Like somebody's body is aging. And naturally, over time, you're just not able to do the things that you were once able to do. And it's not a testament to your value as a human being. It's just the way of things. So maybe for some of you, you were like worried that because maybe you're getting older, maybe because you're not able to perform certain tasks that you were once able to perform. It's like that might be bringing up some insecurities for you, but I just see somebody reminding you in the month of August, like, hey, like, you're really good at what you do. Like, you don't need to work harder. You know what I mean? Because that's what the tough love card is telling me. This is saying that somebody in the month of August is coming forward and giving you some tough love. Or this could be you. I mean, you could be giving somebody some tough love. But the reason that I'm seeing this as somebody giving it to you is because I feel like somebody, they genuinely care about you and they want to see you at peace. Like somebody in your life really, really wants you to be at peace because I think they've seen all of the stuff you've gone through. And it's like this person's always kind of looking out for you, even when you don't realize that they are. It could be a Leo. You've got the Sun card here. You got the King of Charisma, so this could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But we've got the Sun card and the Strength card. So there's a strong Leo presence here. So some of you could be dealing with a Leo, or you could have Leo placements in your chart. But I'm seeing a heart-to-heart happening in the month of August. And you possibly opening up about something, and maybe somebody else opening up about something to you. And I see them highlighting something and maybe bringing awareness to something with the Sun card that you weren't aware of before. So it's kind of like wake up and smell the roses. That's what I'm seeing. So somebody's kind of like reminding you how good you have it in the month of August. Because maybe for some of you, you know, you might have been looking at it glass half empty. Sometimes it happens, you know? We just get caught up in those spaces and sometimes we just need somebody to pull us out, right? And that's what I feel like this person in your life is doing. They're pulling you out of that headspace and they're reminding you that you're worthy just as you are. Because I think for some of you, it's like you had this belief maybe growing up. Maybe this was instilled within you when you were young, but it's like you've had this unconscious belief that if you're not providing value or if you're not working hard, that you don't have value. Or that like if you're not bringing something to the table, if you're not actively like providing for other people, taking care of other people, then you're not of value. I'm seeing that with the Three of Intelligence. It seems like this is like a wound for many of you. So I'm just seeing somebody coming in the month of August and reminding you, hey, like you are worthy. Like you don't have to go above and beyond. You don't have to do all of this extra shit. I mean, I'm grateful for it, but you also don't have to do this. So if you've been doing a lot for somebody and you feel like it's been going unnoticed, I do feel like they have noticed. They just might not be the type of person that's super like responsive for a lot of things. Like they might just be somebody of few words. Do you know what I'm saying? But I feel like this person of few words is going to be telling you in the month of August how they feel. And for some of you, this feels like an intense conversation. It feels like it ends well, and it's not necessarily to say that it's like a bad thing. Like it just feels intense. Like this just like needed to happen. Like it was just so much boiling up under the surface on your end. Like, I just think there was a lot of stuff you were just keeping under and it's just been coming up and boiling up. That there's a conversation that needs to happen. And again, it's like once that conversation happens, I see things smoothing out again. Because it's lavender, right? We've got tough love. So the conversation itself might be a little tough to have. It might be a little bit of an uncomfortable conversation. But once you have it, boy, you're going to feel so good. You're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel so much more at peace. It's like, God, I'm glad I got all of that off my chest. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing an opportunity to get a bunch of shit off your chest in the month of August. That's the Sun card. That's the Three of Intelligence. Yeah, I'm just seeing you laying it down for somebody and being very direct. But then it's like, once you do that, it's like, okay, yay, we can move on with the Nine of Charisma. So I'm not seeing this conversation being like relationship ending. I just see it being kind of a necessary action to take in order to preserve peace. Because again, there's going to be things that are said in the conversation that are going to be integrated. So August seems like it's going to be a pretty transformational month for a lot of you. I feel like you're going to be moving on from something that you maybe held on to for a long time. Yeah, look at that. We got finding grace. So maybe for some of you, there could be something about forgiveness in the month of August. Giving somebody grace, giving yourself grace, right? Like forgiving yourself for what you did before you knew better. That's kind of what I'm seeing with the Three of Intelligence. It's like finding compassion for yourself for things that you used to beat yourself up about. I feel like August is going to be a really beautiful month of healing for you, my Cancer babies. And not like the dark, intense, like dreary, heavy kind of healing. I'm talking about the like, okay, this has been pent up for a while. Let's fucking put everything out on the table. Let's look at it for what it is. Oh, okay, that's not so bad. Now we can move on. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like it's that big of a deal, like whatever this is. It just feels like it needs to be said. And I think for some of you, you know, this could also be related to maybe like a career path or a passion. Like for some of you, you might be, I don't know, like a model or like a singer or a content creator. You might be doing something like in entertainment because you just kind of have like a natural star persona. Cancerians do. I mean, you guys really do have, I mean, I know that Cancer gets a rep for being like a homebody and quiet and like all of these other things that I very rarely see in Cancers. Like you guys are generally like the fucking life of the party and like the star of the show. Like you guys make great celebrities. I mean, look at Margot Robbie. You know, I see somebody here who is star quality, and you could be telling somebody in the month of August, like, look, this is what I'm doing, whether you like it or not. You can either stand beside me and support me, or you can watch from the sidelines. But either way, I'm fucking doing this. And there ain't nothing you're gonna fucking say about it. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you getting very passionate about something. Because again, it's like you're very good at a lot of things. And I think a lot of these things that you're good at could make you famous. So I don't know who that's for, but Cancer, some of you are destined for fame. And like it's here. And like you're about to find it. And for some of you, like by September, you could receive an opportunity that puts you on the big screen. I don't know. Like it either puts you on the big screen, it puts you on the runway, it puts you on that stage. Look at him, he's got an instrument. So for some of you, this could be a musician. You know, you could be going into the music industry. And I see you succeeding because of your grit, because of your inability to accept less. So congratulations, Cancer. I think a lot of you are going to be getting some really awesome opportunities in the month of August. And once again, you're going to be getting an opportunity that's going to put a spotlight on you. I feel like you're going to be recognized and rewarded for something. But that's what I'm seeing here for now. If you want to check out the extended reading, go ahead. It'll be linked down in the description box below. But other than that, have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, night, morning, whatever it is for you. And we'll talk soon. Bye, Cancer.